All right, hello everybody. KVUE Chief Meteorologist Hunter Williams here with our nightly extended update on the forecast here on KVUE Plus and our KVUE YouTube page and all of our streaming platforms. The big thing that we want to talk about tonight is the return, unfortunately, of extreme fire danger to our forecast for tomorrow, for Wednesday. Ahead of this fire threat, I know this is starting to sound very repetitive, but we have issued another weather impact alert for Wednesday. This one, the timing is a little bit different just because we have a cold front which actually brings in this wind and humidity drop, and it arrives early in the morning tomorrow. So it starts at 5 a.m., continues through 9 p.m., so all day. Same formula, strong winds, low humidity, absolutely no outdoor burning tomorrow, and continue. You probably have already done this, but just make sure everybody is up to speed with your fire weather plan. Here's how the fire weather outlook plays out over the next couple of days. You can see for Wednesday, it is very high for a little sliver of our eastern areas to extreme, the top of the scale. So that is obviously our weather impact alert day. Conditions improve a lot on Thursday, so that's going to be better. It's going to be cooler, a little bit more humid. Winds will die down, but look, this pattern, it is anything if not, consistent. It is high to very high, even some more pockets of extreme fire danger coming back by Friday, heading into the weekend as temperatures are going to trend warmer again, and it looks like those wind speeds will start to ramp up. So again, this is something we've said a lot, but until something starts to change and these fronts start to bring rain with them, or we have something that helps with our drought conditions, these type of fire danger conditions are going to continue anytime the wind kicks up. Hey, beautiful. On this Tuesday evening, as we look live from our Zach Theater camera over downtown Austin, another warm day. A little warmer than yesterday even for some spots, about 87 for the high today for Camp Mabry, 85 at the airport, normal this time of the year 74, so we're more than 10 degrees above that, but not quite to the record today. That was 90 degrees. This wind, in addition to being problematic for our fire danger, it is also not good for our allergy count this time of the year. We've got a couple of different trees flying around out there. Maple and alder both high, pine is medium, mold is high. I'm going to check in with our system too. We are starting to get into oak season, so it's possible maybe some of these different tree pollens could also be oak. I expect that we'll kind of transition to that as we go over the next couple of weeks. Of course, that's the problematic allergen this time of the year. All right, current temperatures outside at 7:10 on this Tuesday evening. It is 80 in Bastrop, 78 in Lockhart, 79 in Austin. Still some 80s out in the hill country, 85 in Mason, 84 in Llano right now, Burnett at 83. It was windy today and it remains windy. We actually have a wind advisory for many of our areas that continues into, I believe, 10 o'clock. Then it briefly gets a little bit less windy tonight, and then starting tomorrow morning, those winds will ramp back up as that front comes through. So you can see 28-mile-an-hour gust right now in Austin, 31 in Georgetown, Burnett 36, San Marcos 29. The difference today, though, and this is why we don't have the same fire threat today, it is a south-southeast wind. So that brings up a little bit more of a humid air mass. Makes sense, coming off the Gulf of Mexico. So I'm not trying to say it's, a balmy afternoon out there or anything like that. But relative humidity values are much higher than they have been recently. It's 40% right now in Austin. You got a little bit of a boundary here where you go down to some lower numbers, but even then it's, around 30% or so in the hill country. For comparison, tomorrow at this time, our relative humidity values will likely be in the single digits for much of our area. So here's the satellite and radar across the state. Pretty quiet right now, but you can see that cold front. That's the Pacific front that we'll be watching, which comes in overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. On the north side of the system, how about a little snow going on over northern New Mexico into Colorado. Again, not completely spring, while here in central Texas it mainly is, not so for our friends to the north. This front, though, is really going to struggle to bring any precipitation at all to our area. Very familiar story. So here's 3 a.m. In advance of the front, there's some low cloud cover that develops like late tonight. This is 3 a.m., but because the front is coming through so early, I would imagine by the time most of us are waking up, if you wake up at a reasonable hour, 6, 7, 8 a.m., clouds are going to be out and the front's going to be through. And then it is all sunshine, breezy, and bone dry for the afternoon. Here is 3 o'clock. You can see temperatures. It will be a little bit cooler, generally mid 70s to low 80s for afternoon highs. But then as we go into Thursday, this is not relevant to our fire concern, but I want to show you some chilly numbers heading into Thursday morning. 43 in Austin, but I really think across the hill country we'll have some mid 30s. I could see some numbers down I don't know, maybe not quite to freezing, but some 33s, 34s in some of the coldest wind-protected valleys. So again, not completely into spring just yet. Still, we have some chilly mornings. The afternoon, as we get into Thursday afternoon, is going to be nice, sunny. It will be cooler. We'll be in the low 70s, and it won't be nearly as windy. So that should improve our fire conditions a lot. Now, I want to show you the future relative humidity from the latest run of our graph model. So ahead of this cold front, again, we've got a little push of Gulf humidity coming in tonight. So you can see at 7 a.m., the front is coming through Austin where the humidity just rapidly drops off a cliff. We've got 95% relative humidity in Bastrop, 12% in Austin. And then even for our coastal plains areas, as we get into 5 o'clock, this is just bone dry weather. In fact, I don't think the wind speeds tomorrow are quite as, gusty as some of the weather that we've had recently, but I do actually think these humidity values are even a little bit lower, especially in Austin relative to some of the fire weather we've had recently. So again, it's just another one of these days we'll have to watch very, very closely. Here's the wind speed forecast off that same model. At 10 a.m. that fronts through 25 to 35 mile an hour gusts are widespread, and especially through the first half of the day in the hill country, maybe even higher than that, some 40, 45 mile an hour wind gusts. And then as we keep going into the afternoon, this model does have a little bit of a tendency. We've got two models we use mainly to forecast the wind. We've got this one, the graph model. It tends to downplay a little bit. And then we have the the high-res rapid refresh model. It tends to overplay it a little bit. So maybe take these numbers, add a little bit to it. But I think the bottom line is for the afternoon, it's 25 to 35 mile an hour wind gusts through the day tomorrow. Red flag warning. This, of course, is essentially a fire weather warning. It's for the high fire danger. It begins earlier because of that front coming through 5 a.m. through 9 p.m. So all day long, we just need to be mindful. Again, I know I've said this a million times, but just no outdoor burning. Avoid anything outside that could, even indirectly result in a spark. And then, of course, if you see a fire developing just because it's going to be windy and the conditions are so suitable for fires to develop, don't assume that somebody's already called this in. Just make sure that you call it in and that fire officials are aware of it so they can hopefully prevent it from spreading, at least to the extent that they can tomorrow. This is one of the reasons our fire danger is so problematic, especially in the hill country. I mean, we've had a number of fires develop out here in Gillespie County. The Crabapple fire was out here in the Willow City area. Then we had another fire yesterday that went up near the Harper area. It is a top-level exceptional drought from Fredericksburg into northern Blanco County, into far northern Hayes, close to Dripping Springs, and even into far western Travis and a little sliver there of southern Burnett County. And then more widespread is the second to highest level that's extreme, which goes into the rest of the hill country in the immediate Austin metro, and then conditions to improve some as you go east. But especially along the west of I-35, fire weather conditions are going to continue in large part because of that drought. All right. In addition to the storm risk, kind of the only other big thing I'm watching for you is we've got another front coming in Sunday into Sunday night. So this upcoming weekend into very early next week. We'll keep an eye on it. The Storm Prediction Center is already highlighting us in a level 2 risk. This mainly includes areas northeast of here, but it does clip northern Milam County. Look, we've kind of played this game before. I'm not ready to lock in any sort of good rain chances. In fact, I'm kind of leaning towards this not being a huge rainmaker for us at all. Just to show you, our European model, normally very reliable, says, yeah, good luck getting any rain out of this. GFS model, though, says, hey, if you live northeast of Austin, maybe Williamson County to Milam County, maybe a couple of storms. Again, if we get storms, we'll have to watch for a severe threat. If we don't get storms, we'll likely have to watch for another fire weather event. So we'll keep an eye on that. But again, that would be Sunday into Sunday night when that system is going to arrive. All right, so here's our 7-day forecast. We have 78 tomorrow, a little cooler, but it's going to be breezy, really low humidity. That is why our fire threat is elevated. Thursday morning, chilly, 43 in Austin, but some mid-30s for the coldest pockets in the hill country. Thursday, 72. Friday, we'll go up to 81. Then Saturday, 85, Sunday, 88. That Sunday temperature will depend on how early or how late that cold front comes in. If it trends a little bit later, maybe it could be even a little bit warmer. You know how it goes. We'll just see how that timing shakes out. In terms of rain chances, I've got just a 20% now for Sunday into Sunday night, then down to a 10% for Monday. It's possible that could trend up. It's also possible it could trend down. We'll just have to see how the models play with that over the next couple of days. Then as we go behind that system, only a very meager cool down. Monday, a high of 83. I think we're still in the mid 80s as we get into Tuesday of next week. So just to summarize everything, main highlight, it's the fire danger tomorrow. We are back to extreme fire danger, very gusty west wind and really low humidity. That's going to be the deal tomorrow, so make sure you're mindful and avoid any outdoor burning. With that, I will let you go. Next update from me will be KVUE News at 10 o'clock coming up in a little less than 3 hours from now. Y'all have a good night and stay safe.